They told us the future would force a choice, food or power. But in hidden corners of Japan and the open fields of Germany, a quiet revolution defied that choice. Because what if the same sunlight could feed both our bodies and our cities? This is the story of agrivoltaics and how farming the sun might just save our world. In the face of climate collapse, the land is choking. Farmers watch as once fertile soil turns to dust. Cities surge with energy demands that fossil fuels can no longer afford to meet. But between the rising temperature and the falling yields, a question was born. What if the answer was not to choose between crops and energy, but to combine them? What if sunlight could be used twice? It began, not in laboratories, but in quiet fields. In Japan, a humble farmer walked through his struggling rice paddies, shielding his eyes from a scorching sun. His crops were wilting, his future uncertain. Then, inspiration struck. He raised a few solar panels above the fields, just a trial. But something miraculous happened. The rice grew stronger. The air beneath the panels was cooler. And power, it flowed, clean and free. Half a world away in Germany, where rolling hills cradle fields of barley, scientists saw the same potential. Why not harness the sun twice, once to grow food, once to generate electricity? What began as a desperate experiment soon became a movement. Here's what most people don't know. Crops don't need full direct sunlight all day. In fact, too much sun can damage them. Agrivoltaics uses elevated solar panels that filter and diffuse sunlight, creating an environment where crops thrive in cooler temperatures and protected shade. Less heat stress, less evaporation, more moisture in the soil, more yield in the harvest. Above, the panels track the sun, smart, self-adjusting. Below, the soil stays alive. The balance is delicate, but beautiful. In Japan, where land is limited and precious, agrivoltaics has evolved like origami, precise, compact, and deeply cultural. Farmers grow eggplants, tea, and even strawberries beneath tall solar frames. The setups are designed to fit within tight spaces, sometimes in the very shadow of high-rises. Japanese innovation focuses on maximizing every square meter, using modular, lightweight panels that don't disturb the crop's root systems. Support comes from local cooperatives, but the spirit is driven by generational farmers, quietly merging tradition with technology. Meanwhile, in Germany, where space is more abundant and policy bold, agrivoltaics looks different. Fields stretch far and wide, with massive AI-powered solar arrays hovering over grain and grazing pastures. These panels rotate with the sun, communicate with the weather, and feed directly into national power grids. Where Japan masters minimalism and adaptability, Germany commands scale and automation. Two distinct approaches, two unique philosophies, but both bound by one vision: to let nature and innovation rise side by side. Meet Hiroshi, a third-generation farmer in rural Japan. His land, once a burden to his children, is now a solar-powered legacy. He harvests tomatoes, sells energy to the local grid, and for the first time in decades, his farm turns a profit. And then there's Elena, an agri-tech engineer in southern Germany. She doesn't own land, but she helps power entire communities. Her solar installations sit above vineyards where grapes now grow sweeter under a cooler sky. These aren't just success stories. They're proof that when you nurture both the earth and the sky, something powerful grows in between. By 2030, agrivoltaics could power up to 100 million homes globally. And the movement is no longer confined to Japan or Germany. India is experimenting with solar panels over rice. The United States is funding pilot programs in Arizona's deserts. China is building vertical agrivoltaic cities. Startups are now developing transparent solar panels, capable of letting even more light reach crops while still generating power. It's a new ecosystem where food and electricity don't compete. They collaborate. For generations, we looked up to the sun for light and down to the soil for food. Agrivoltaics bridges that space in between. It tells a new story, one where progress doesn't pave over nature, but rises above it, where innovation and ecology are not enemies, but allies. So the next time you see a solar panel, ask yourself, what might be growing beneath it? The future isn't just sustainable, it's beautifully shared. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more untold innovations shaping our future.